A new mystery unfolded in the depths of our hiatus. Did aliens truly erect a new monument under our very noses before the feds whisked it away? Or perhaps are a secret society of artists working together to create some sort of hive mind network? Stick around and find out the answers to these questions and more on this episode of Unsolved Mysteries Solved! Hey, welcome back! I'm Cassandra Cherry, and I'm here with our fabulous host, Chad. I know your name's Chad, I forget your last name.
Kimmins. I am Dr.
Chad Kimmins.
Dr. Chad Kimmins.
Yes, Dr. Chad Kimmins.
I was going to say we've been away for 4 months, but it doesn't mean I don't have my PhD anymore.
That's true. That is true. I forget that I have also gained a PhD in the interim. Did I gain a PhD? Did I just have an associate's? Or did I have a graduate's? I forget. Time means nothing anymore!
You had a PhD.
Oh, good. I get very confused.
Yep.
Quarantine has done things.
You better have.
So many things.
Anyway.
So, the topic I wanted to bring up today was about the Utah monument that showed up in one of the federal parks in Utah. Did you hear anything about it while we were away?
Yeah. I remember seeing stuff, and then it disappeared, and then a new one appeared somewhere else, and then it disappeared, and it's just been this ongoing cycle. I don't know if it's still going on or not, but...
Yeah, it really has quieted down in the interim, I think just because it got overplayed a bunch, but when it was happening, whew, that was wild.
Yeah, there was a lot of hullabaloo about it. And also, I'd like to mention real quick, the episode that went up last week was actually an episode that we had recorded before we went on hiatus, but I just didn't have the energy or the proper mindset to get it edited and put up. So this is actually our first episode since we went on hiatus.
Mm-hmm. So it's good to be back, guys.
Yeah. Sorry if I'm a little low energy, guys. We were up very late.
Oh, yeah.
Solving mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the mysteries of why won't Chad go in the basement with the ghosts in Phasmophobia alone.
Oh, I know. It's so scary.
Anyway, so back to our regular...
Yeah, back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Thank you. That's kind of what I was trying to say.
I got you. I can interpret tired Chad mumble. See, I think I minored in that actually. But
It's crazy.
so yeah, crazy how that was a topic at the university.
It's just one class, and it's just me mumbling at the front of the class, and then I write on the blackboard what I said. And, at the end of the semester, I mumble things, and then you have to write down what you think I said, and if you get enough of them right, you get a minor in interpreting in that language, so.
A minor in interpreting Chad speak and 100 monocoins.
What's a monocoin?
It's a currency in Danganronpa. I've been hyper-focusing a little bit too much.
So,
anyways, basically, I'll give us a rundown of how things unfolded so that everyone is up to speed with where we're at.
right.
But basically, in mid to late November, this entire thing blew up because a bunch of biologists were doing a survey of the bighorn sheep population in Utah. And they were going over, they didn't say specifically which park it was, but based on the location, I'm pretty sure it was the Canyonlands National Park. But they saw this shiny thing from their helicopter down in the canyon below. And so they're like, what the frick is that? And they went down to it.
Is that
and they found this
the sound that a helicopter makes?
Yes.
I mean, if it wasn't, it's headcanon now.
Headcanon. Just write that into every single movie ever.
Okay. All right, I just want to make sure. So.
We're good. But they went down and they found this about 10-foot tall metal monolith, just stuck in the ground, all Stargate-like. And so...
Were there markings on it? I can't remember.
There weren't any markings on it. It was just like flat steel. Or not really steel. I've got a description of what exactly it was right here.
Okay.
But it stood 3 meters 9.8 feet tall, above the bedrock that it was implanted in, with each of the sides being like 58 centimeters, 23 inches wide. It was a triangular prism, because it had 3 sides, and it wasn't put together with any sort of magnetics. A lot of people theorized that it had something to do with magnetics. It definitely wasn't, because people took it apart. But it was apparently made with about an 1/8-inch steel sheet of, not steel, but stainless steel or aluminum sheets, joined together with rivets, with a hollow interior. And they used some sort of silicone caulk or epoxy along the base.
Okay, so I'm going to say right now, I don't think this was aliens, because I don't think aliens, with their infinite technology and intelligence and whatever, would use caulk and rivets to fucking make a monolith.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, unless they're just fucking with us, I don't know. Like,
they might be. You never know.
Like, hey, we're gonna put this thing down there and we're gonna make it look like one of them made it and stuff. I'm so okay. Go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
it's like we're just gonna take this thing and put it in the desert and just wait and see how long it takes someone to stumble on it. And then just watch all the little ants in their little ant farm cage scurry around and panic and everything. It's quite amusing.
Is that what the Earth is, an ant farm?
Yes, with the little glass panels so you can see inside the crust of the Earth into our little ant farm.
Are we ants now?
Yes.
Have you seen that Facebook group?
Which one?
Called We Are Ants?
No, I haven't.
And these people act like ants.
That's so weird.
It's so dumb.
What?
Like, and like when new people come to the page, they will, everyone will just comment bite or something like that. Or like someone will be like, I need help moving this food. And they'll be like, help, help, help. Like they'll all, it's so.
That's so weird.
It has over 10,000 members.
Are they like were ants? Does the biting turn the new person into an ant?
I don't know. It's so fucking weird.
That would be the weirdest were thing for Halloween that would ever happen. Just a movie about were ants.
I'm like, if aliens ever come to Earth in the future, like, or we become a long lost civilization, please don't let this be the one fucking thing that survives.
This clip right here.
No, that Facebook.
Oh,
group.
that Facebook group. Oh gosh, yeah. Don't let that be our legacy.
Any aliens that might be listening to this, I want you to know we are more intelligent than this Facebook group.
Yeah.
Just barely.
Please.
And I know it doesn't seem like it sometimes. But anyway, continue.
Oh, okay. So, but that's basically what it was. So, everyone freaked out over it, and theories went flying around everywhere, from obviously it's aliens to obviously it's an art installation and blah blah blah.
Right.
But since we are discarding the alien theory for now, putting it back on the top shelf, go along with the art installation track, and there were these 3 main suspects that everyone was looking at from the art angle. Mr. John McCracken, who was a believer in extraterrestrials and expressed interest in leaving art in the desert.
That is a hell of a name.
Yeah, John McCracken. Release McCracken.
He sounds like he belongs on a pirate ship.
He does. He should. I really.
Maybe not the captain, but at least like the first mate or something.
Yeah. I really want to book with that now.
And the pirate, anytime like he's just a badass and he's never lost a fight or something. So like anytime they go to board another ship or whatever, the captain is just like, release McCracken.
And then the first mate just goes ballistic.
He stands like 7 feet tall. The entire fucking deck of the ship just shakes as he comes walking out of the darkness of the depths of the cabin.
Mm-hmm. His arms with his cutlasses move so fast, it's like he has 8 of them.
Yeah.
That's why he's called the Kraken.
That's funny.
It's so anime. But John McCracken, first suspect, believes in extraterrestrials, wanted to leave stuff in the desert. Patricia Lefenhawk, who...
God, that's another... She's just
I know!
She sounds like an elf.
She does! It's like a high fantasy RPG name.
Yeah. She's an elf ranger. And she's one of those ones... We're just creating this rich backstory for these people who are just... They're just artists.
Yeah.
She's one of those ones that can fire like 4 arrows at once.
Yeah, she's got a pet Black
bow.
Panther who's like named Luna and goes ham, protecting her flank.
And like every arrow can hit a different target.
Some of them are like fire arrows. She can fire like 6 of the 7 cards in her hand just in one round.
That's a reference to the popular tabletop game, Red Dragon Inn.
Yep. I had a suicide round and it didn't go well for me.
Well, I mean, you did just say it was a suicide round.
Yeah. But Patricia Lefenhawk is someone who had installed sculptures in the desert before, and that made her a prime suspect for this.
Anything that we might know? I'm not really big on art.
I don't know her work in particular myself. Let me do a quick Google.
Okay.
All right, she's got a website, lefonhawk.com, and that is weird. That is weird. Okay. It's certainly a sculpture in the desert. It looked...
How do you spell that?
LEFAWNHH, not HAWK.com.
Oh, Lefon. I was thinking fawn as in TH.
Oh, yeah, no, it's like a fawn, like a baby deer.
Okay.
Yeah. She likes shapes. There's this one that looks like a silhouette of a person, but it's like a woman with a hat, and then it's like a half circle, and then another bigger half circle, and then like a silo shape, you know?
Yeah, I'm looking at that one right now.
Yeah. And then she's got another one that's got a whole bunch of circles and implanted between 2 rocks, and one of the circles looks like it's an eye because it's got like a ellipses around it, and then like moons and like another sphere. And then there's like tuxedo mask underneath the arch.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all very basic, but they're really weird looking.
Yeah.
Art's weird.
Yeah, like, I enjoy art. I am an artiste, but I'm not a modern artiste. Modern art's just weird. But
have you?
Yeah.
Did you ever see this dude? Like, he and his girlfriend got in a glass case and had sex for like 12 hours in like the downtown of some major metropolitan city.
Did they do that in
like,
public?
Yeah, it wasn't here in the U.S. It was somewhere else.
Yeah, I was about to say
like,
that's illegal.
It was an art installation, quote unquote, and it's like, no, you guys are just exhibitionists.
No, guys, you're just doing your kink.
like not kink shaming. And I know people say anything can be art. That's not fucking art. You're just an exhibitionist.
Yeah, no, it sounds like they had a fun time, but wow, that's a lot.
This week on Unsolved Mysteries Solved, we're going to talk about art for an hour and a half.
Well, yeah, it's very important to the content.
And we're not going to solve anything.
Who knows? Maybe the mystery is in the eye of the beholder.
Okay, so that was the second one.
Yeah, and then the third one was a guy named Derek Despain, who just...
What is with these fucking... Are these their real names? Like,
I don't know, maybe?
it's just...
It sounds like an anime.
Derek Despain. That sounds French, actually.
I mean, maybe, but it's literally Despain, like Spanish Spain. Yeah, so it's like Derek from Spain.
Yeah, this guy is just... He's just a guy, but still with a pretty badass name, though.
Yeah, it's like the declaration of where you are in a foreign language, just to have that as your name, is somehow very romantic in English, and we don't understand why. But So these were all artists living in Utah who had built similar monoliths in the past.
Okay.
John McCracken, however, couldn't have been the one to have done it, despite this one New York gallerist saying that the monolith was nearly identical to another work of his called McCracken's Fair. Because...
That's the name of his ship.
Yeah, McCracken's Fair.
And it couldn't have been him because he was out pirating on his ship. Duh. God.
Maybe that's why he faked his death in 2011.
Did he really?
Oh, yeah, according to the legal records, he died in 2011. And according to the satellite images, this monolith had been placed in that particular location somewhere between July and October of 2016.
So it's been there for a while.
Yeah.
We just didn't discover it until November last year.
Yeah, it was there for like 4 years, and no one knew a thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, whoever did this just sat on it, and I love them for it.
Hey man, you don't get famous by being like, hey, look at this thing I made.
That's exactly how most people get famous.
I mean, I know that from I've gotten pretty deep into TikTok, and I only have 500 followers, so like, I mean, it's not, in my experience, you don't get famous by going, look at this thing I made, because...
But hey, go look at this thing he made.
Yeah, go check me out on TikTok. I'm pretty funny.
Yeah, he is.
And depressing. Anyway.
So,
What was this? What was it? Derek Despain. And was there a Robert?
No.
I'm trying.
There was a Patricia. Yeah.
LaFonhawk.
Yeah. Yeah, LaFonhawk.
And then John McCracken.
Yeah.
See, the name John just lends to the. I think it's a, we gotta get off of it.
It's
It's like I just can't get over the fact that this dude sounds like a legit fucking like Blackbeard
I love it so
type
much.
pirate.
Oh, bless his heart.
And then Derek Despain. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we're spending way too much time on this because here in a minute you're going to be like, it wasn't any of these three. Let's move on. We're never going to talk about them again.
Well, spoilers, because it wasn't any of these three. Or at least they claim it. Because only John McCracken has been proven it's impossible for him to have done it. Because he's dead.
Because he's died.
Or pirating.
Yeah.
One of the two. And
He's definitely pirating.
yeah. Patricia Fonhawk came out and declared that she hadn't installed the monument because she knows she has a history of installing monuments in the desert, and putting a monument in a national park like that is extremely illegal.
And it doesn't really fit her style. I mean,
Her style is
it does
spheres. She likes curves.
Yeah, if you go look up some of her artwork, you'll see like this monument does not really fit any of her style. So unless she was just like, haha, I'm gonna do something that's totally not something I would do, then you know.
Out of the three of them, it's most likely that Derek Despain did it, but he hasn't said anything about it. He hasn't come forward, he hasn't stepped back, he's just not acknowledged it's happening.
just ignoring it.
Yeah, totally ignoring it, and he happens to live in a town nearby.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Awfully. But, I mean, and I feel like you're going to get to this, but didn't one show up in, like, California and one in the Ukraine and shit like that?
Oh, yeah. They popped up everywhere.
Okay. So, I mean, it could have been him and then just, like, copycats. All right, I'm getting way out ahead of you, so go ahead.
Oh, you're fine, you're fine. And we'll get to the copycats here in a second, but nobody came forward to claim the monument. And as I said, this was done in a national park, and it's very illegal to put up any structures in a national park on public lands without permission. And the Department of Public Security even released a statement about this, stating that it's still illegal no matter what planet you're from.
Oh.
Which just further fueled people being like, it was the aliens! the Department of Public Security knows!
That's not fair of them to say that.
They're just
aliens
beaming.
Aliens wouldn't know our laws.
The hype only increased when reports came out of a group of 4 men who had come to the monument in the dead of night to dismantle it and take it away with the words, "Leave no trace," and "This is why you don't leave trash in the desert." They were observed by couple groups of tourists who had been there, and I remember reading about it when it happened. But it was just like this one group of tourists had come over and they were taking pictures of the monument, standing around it, doing all that stuff. And these 4 guys just came up and were like, nope, back away, people, we got this. Boom, bam, they pushed it over and like cut the bottom and then just like took it, put it in a truck and left.
Okay. Were they with the government or something? Or like
It's what a lot of people thought. It was a lot of people were like, it's Area 51 coming in to take away the aliens again.
Okay.
But apparently it came out later that these were actually 4 local residents of Moab, Utah. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that properly. It's Moab. Moab.
Yeah, it's probably Moab.
But they were apparently conservationists, and they were concerned about the impact the monolith was having on the environment. They even released a video on TikTok later on, showing them taking down the monolith once they had spent a couple of months hunkering down, watching the government. They literally did not put this out and did not step forward until the government was like, yeah, no, we're not investigating or prosecuting this. It's like, we were too lazy to take down the monolith ourselves, so they did our job for us. We're not going to do anything about this.
This is a genuine question. What impact could it have? It's just sitting there. It's not like it's polluting the air or killing animals or going on killing sprees or killing the wildlife around or anything. Like, it's just sitting there. So what economic or what am I trying to say is the real question. What kind of impact could it have on the environment? Was there any information on that or?
Yeah, actually. The impact on the environment was from the tourism of people coming to see it.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because there were a lot of people driving out with their cars and their trucks and like parking around the area and coming up and like taking the photographs and leaving their trash everywhere.
Right.
And it had only been increasing the more hype there was around it. And not only that, apparently Canyonlands National Park is also a Native American heritage site. They've got the Needles, I think they were, and a lot of like ancient artwork and other artifacts that have yet to be unearthed in the area.
Okay.
So they were worried about those kind of things being like stolen or potentially broken.
Okay, that makes sense. Like I said, it was a legitimate question. I wasn't just
I
wasn't doing my normal thing like fuck people are stupid. Like I was literally like, what? I don't understand.
Yeah, no, and I had the answer for you. So there you go. You fell into my trap card.
What?
Those are
but
the kind of questions.
I asked.
I wanted you to ask that question.
You did want me to?
Yeah.
Like, okay, all right.
So no worries. You did
Cass
good.
over here with the big brain boys, I guess.
But in the weeks after the monolith's discovery, over 160 other metal monoliths were erected all over the world. 160. That's why I'm not going to go into depth and tell you exactly where all of them were, because they were everywhere. Like you said, there was one in California, Ukraine.
Yeah, I only knew about like the California and the Ukraine, because I'm a podcast that I really like is This Paranormal Life. Listeners, if you enjoy our show, definitely go check them out. They've won some awards. They're really funny guys. And I'm in a Facebook group for that podcast, and like that's where I was getting my news on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the day that it was discovered, there were like 37 posts about this fucking monolith.
Just because it was so weird.
Yeah.
Like, why is it even here?
But anyway.
But yeah, like it was bizarre. And so many were built by local artists as deliberate imitations of the Utah monolith, and they came forward and they're like, yeah, this is exactly what I was doing. And a couple others were put up by corporations trying to take advantage of the hype and be like, hey, we've got our own monolith, looky here. But not all of the monoliths were accounted for. Yeah, I'm not sure which ones were not accounted for, but there were a good number of them that were just like, no one came forward. It was just, there's another one. Okay, what now? And I think a lot of them are still up, actually.
I know the one in California and the one in Ukraine both disappeared.
Yeah. Here one moment, gone the next. The disappearing monoliths.
Maybe whoever put them up, like people are going and taking them down as souvenirs or some shit. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Or perhaps they are antennas to connect to an alien hive mind.
Is this an actual theory? I don't know why I asked that question. Of course it fucking is.
We are solving the mystery, aren't we?
I was gonna say, is that an actual theory or something that you came up with? And then as I was saying, I was like, of course that's a fucking theory.
What isn't a theory?
You're the one presenting, you tell me.
Well, I don't know, man. It's like, those are our main theories. Aliens put it down here either to f*** with us or try to communicate with us. Or artists are putting them in either to f*** with us or to communicate with us. Something that we shouldn't know. Or there's a secret organization somewhere trying to, like, put up 5G towers or something. I don't know.
Those are really small 5G towers. And very conspicuous.
Maybe they're 6G towers or 7G.
Honestly, I think it's just people, like, I think the first one was probably an art installation that some artist was like, yeah, we're just going to leave it here until somebody finds it, because they couldn't take credit for it. I mean, they could be like, hey, I found this thing, and, like, secretly be like, I put this thing. But I think they just, so far my theory is that one artist put the first one out and waited for it to be found. They may have thought it was going to be found a lot sooner. And then the rest of them are just copycats.
Yeah. That's the most reasonable explanation.
It's similar to the Toynbee tiles. Like I did an episode on that with Gaius, I believe, from the Postal Roach Service.
Oh yeah, Gaius.
And it was kind of like that. Like the Toynbee tiles would just appear on the road and whatnot, and then there were also tiles found in all kinds of other places besides where the first ones were found. And they were thought to be copycats.
Everyone wants in on the glory.
But yeah, that's my theory.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most realistic representation of what happened. But just for funsies, I like the idea that maybe a cult sprung up around this monolith.
And it was headed by Patricia?
Patricia Le Fonhock.
Patricia Le Fonhock. Because, you know what? No, it was Derek Despain.
Yeah.
He was the cult leader.
Because we haven't talked about him as much. He's the most mysterious out of the three suspects.
He is the cult leader. It wasn't his monolith. It's just he's the cult leader because he has the most cult leader-like name.
Yeah. Got that alliteration in there.
It's definitely not John McCracken. He's a fucking pirate. We've established this.
Yes. Okay. What do you think his favorite letter is?
We've talked about this. It's X, because X marks the spot.
That's true. I remember. I've already done this joke with you.
Yeah, not on the show, but we did because somebody else said R, and you were like, no, it's the C. And I was like, fuck you guys, it's X, because X marks the spot.
Oh, man. My setup is ruined. Oh, curse the short-term memory.
Do you have other theories to talk about? Or?
Well, I mean, we've already discounted the aliens. We know it couldn't be that the aliens put it there. But something about the cult leaders putting the monoliths up and installing, like, some sort of electronics within, like, the hollow center of them so that they could act as antennas to reach the aliens, maybe? Maybe.
But, like, are they already in contact with the aliens, or are they just hoping that this works?
Oh, they hope. They hope and they pray. Because just like Derek Despain is their cult leader, John McCracken is their prophet.
But why though?
Because it's stated in his backstory that he believed in extraterrestrials, and he died.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and he had a piece, McCracken's Fair, that looked exactly like this monolith. So they could have put it up originally in as like a tribute to him, perhaps. And they tried to get into contact with the aliens in his honor.
Oh shit, yeah, it does look very similar.
Yeah, you see what I'm talking about? Picking up what I'm putting down here?
So maybe he did fake his death and he's out there living his best pirate life, but he came back for one day to make this monolith.
Perhaps. The world may
He
never
even
know.
looks like he's kind of an old salty dog.
Really? I haven't seen a picture of him yet.
Yeah, anyway. Okay, we spent way too much time. This is not an episode about John McCracken. This is an episode about the monolith.
True. He looks like a more rugged Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's so weird.
But he does, like, I could see him, you put him in a pirate get-up and put him at the behind the wheel of a fucking three-master. That dude's a pirate.
I could see that.
Do you think that cult has any relation to the dudes with the lead masks who totally weren't lovers?
Maybe.
Because one of the theories was that they were trying to contact aliens.
Secretly, the monoliths were made of lead all along.
Yes. What were the other theories put forth about it, other than these three artists with fantastical names and aliens? Was there anything else?
I don't think there were any other theories. Let me look up real quick. Because mostly what I was getting was the facts and everyone freaking out about aliens when I was originally engaged in the hype.
If that's not the fucking history of the world.
Yeah.
Here are the facts. Everyone's freaking out about aliens.
Well, I mean, considering all of, the reveals, the Pentagon comes out with, these 3 videos of us tracking UFOs, they're real. And everyone would be like, what? And then one of the guys involved with the Israeli military is like, yeah, the aliens have a base on Mars and the US and Israeli government are in contact with them, but they didn't want us to talk about them because they don't think that we're ready to hear about this yet. And we're like, what?
And we did in the last episode, we talked about how they're hiding something from us on the dark side of the moon.
That's true.
Might be an alien space base. Might be that there is no other side of the moon, I think is what I said.
Yeah, the moon is just the half sphere.
This whole episode just became about aliens out of nowhere. I mean, it's related, but
yeah.
No, I'm trying to think of other things that it could be, but aliens or artists. I feel like it's got to be one of those two. And I'm not a huge believer in aliens because I prescribe to the theory that the early bird theory, which is that at least in this galaxy, we are the most advanced creatures. And that's why we haven't really just seen any aliens.
I like that theory.
Because, we just developed too early, and someday we might be aliens to another race. So.
That's a lot more comforting than the thought that, oh yeah, there's a bunch of aliens and they have a space confederacy and they're all watching us because they've got a first.
And they've left us out.
Yeah, they've got a what was that in Star Trek? The First Order or First Commandment, First Edict, not to go down and mess with uninvolved life.
Yeah, technically we are advanced enough that they could reveal themselves to us. But they've seen our social media and reality TV and stuff, and they're just like, these guys are fucking idiots. They've got the technology, they've almost got space travel, but I'm not sticking my fucking nose in that. This is a jumbled mess of moronic. Human race is just dumb. dumb.
Yeah.
They're intelligent, but they're dumb.
We have high intelligence and low wisdom. We made wisdom
Yeah,
our
there you
dump
go.
stat.
I always make wisdom my dump stat, even when I'm playing a cleric.
Dumb.
What? Why?
Why
That's a
would you do
terrible
that?
idea. I feel like we solved it.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
just some artist and a bunch of, and it's a pretty short episode, I would say, after all the editing is done.
hmm
I don't know, short and sweet.
It's refreshing.
Let's-
We're getting back into the swing of things.
Yeah, let's not drag it out. And
Just
we
pad
don't
for
really have
content.
any more. Yeah, but I would like to very quickly, briefly mention that the Patreon. So we're reworking the Patreon a little bit. So we're still gonna have the $2 tier, which is the shout out. We're still gonna have the $5 tier, which is the monthly bonus episodes. But we're getting rid of the outtakes episode tier for now, just because it's extra work, and we don't want to overwhelm people with a bunch of different tiers, at first. But if you do want to subscribe to our Patreon, that is patreon.com/unsolved mysteries solved. And I'm gonna go ahead and say for the next couple of months, I'm just gonna suspend payments so that people can get a taste. So if you want to go sign up right now, you'll get the first couple of months. You'll get everything we've got up so far, and then you'll get the next 2 bonus episodes, and then we'll resume. We'll go back to doing payments. So, and anyone who is currently subscribed to the $10 tier, if you want those outtakes, make sure you download them, because they're gonna go away. Like, I'm going to hold on to them in case we bring the $10 tier back, but they're not going to be on the Patreon anymore. So, but that'll be after the first couple of months, free or whatever. Other than that, if you guys have a mystery you want us to solve right here on the podcast, you can send an email to mysteriessolvedpodcast, all one word, at gmail.com. You can still get a hold of us on Twitter at UMS_podcast. You can get a hold of us on Facebook at Unsolved Mysteries Solved. We still have the Discord up. There's not a whole lot of activity in there, but it's there. So there's plenty of ways to get a hold of us. And if you want to go to iTunes, maybe leave us a review. Oh,
What is it?
by the way,
Yes.
we had our first 1-star review.
Oh, we had a 1-star review. We're famous.
And I want to talk about it very briefly.
Oh, please do. I want to hear the tea.
Hold on. I gotta go find it.
All right, I'm waiting with bated breath over here.
Because it was good. You, iTunes. Open faster! I only use you to look at reviews.
Come on, iTunes, mush!
Okay, it looks like it doesn't want to open.
Aw.
The review basically said that this person tried to listen to the Garden of Eden episode, but in the retelling of here we go. Yes.
Got it.
Tried to listen to your Garden of this. Okay, first off, this was posted on January 2nd this year.
Okay.
Tried to listen to your Garden of Eden show, couldn't get past the first few minutes. Your recounted version of Genesis, due to the original being too dry, was unnecessarily over the top. Woke goes both ways.
What?
I would like to address this
Okay.
and say, how dare you say that we are over the top?
How dare you? Oh my
How
goodness.
dare you?
Us over the top?
Clutching my pearls.
How dastardly.
We are only ever serious and succinct and precise on this show.
Yes, we only ever say things that are true and never anything meant to be extrapolated upon.
Now, I will say this. If what they're... It doesn't sound like it, but if what they're saying is that the music was over the top, first off, the music choices were chef's kiss. You go yourself if you didn't like the music. It was a little loud.
Yeah.
I went back and re-listened to it.
Yeah.
The music was a little loud. So if that was your complaint, I will give you that.
My mic quality wasn't exactly the best then. I've upgraded my mic since the hiatus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got an XLR.
if your complaint was instead that my retelling of the story of the Garden of Eden was over the top, well, bud, I don't care to know ya. All right, because I am an artiste. I thought the story was told perfectly. Okay.
Yep. I must concur. It was the most fabulous retelling of Genesis that I have ever heard.
But how dare you? And for anybody listening, I really don't give a crap about. Like, I've been waiting for that first 1-star review so that I could make fun of it.
Yeah, and I'm actually really glad that it was something that they didn't like the show because it was the genre that we were going for.
It almost sounds like a Christian who got upset that we weren't taking it seriously.
Probably, yeah.
Which, whatever. Everyone is entitled to their wrong opinion. So,
you do you. You do you, I do me, and we don't do each other. Probably.
But yeah, like that I was reminded of that because I was about to say, if you want to go to iTunes and leave us a review, we would be very grateful. Please don't just leave a 1-star review so that you can hear it made fun of on the show. Like, take it seriously if you would.
Please, because that affects our visibility.
If I could turn off 1-star reviews, I would. If I could turn on,
if I could only turn on the 5-star reviews, man,
yes,
let me tell
please, you. iTunes, can I just pay like $5 a month to only get 5-star reviews? But yeah, go ahead and leave us a review if you'd like. As I always say, if you leave anything less than 5 stars, you are absolutely dead to me. And, as usual, don't question us because you will be put down.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we were on hiatus doesn't mean that I still don't rule the Unsolved Mysteries corner of the podcast market with an iron fist.
Exactly.
Okay?
We have a secret organization of 10,000 members. We have our hands in every branch of government in every government in the world.
I love how you couldn't say that without breaking.
Sorry.
If you question us, you'll be sniped. Not with bullets. It'll just be like a super soaker. You'll walk around a corner and someone will just and your clothes will be wet and your day will be ruined.
Yes.
So think about that if you want to question what we're saying here.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to get embarrassed like that in front of your coworkers, would you?
And they might even spray the downstairs region so it looks like you peed yourself.
That would be too sad. You don't even have a change of clothes in your wallet. I mean...
Your wallet?
I was going for suitcase and I couldn't think of the word.
You don't have it in your clothes wallet. It sounds like a British term for suitcase. Do you have your clothes wallet? Do I have my what?
Your clothes wallet. It's the latest trend, It's the latest craze, your clothes wallet. Shrink down your clothes to the size of a pea.
Yeah, so like I said, plenty of ways to contact us. Leave us a review if you haven't already. Subscribe to the Patreon if you want. And that's all I got. Do you have anything to add?
I got nothing to add for right now. Oh, actually, I do have something. Okay. So, I narrate books on occasion, and one of those got published during the hiatus. It is...
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It is called The Love Pill, A Lesbian Romance by Arizona Tape, read by Cassandra Cherry. I don't narrate in that voice, but essentially it is a spy thriller romance. It's got less thriller in it and more mystery and basically sort of Lima syndrome thrown in there.
Just a bunch of lesbian sex.
I mean, they don't really have sex. They do fondle and they do bite, but you don't get graphic.
Just graphic descriptions of two girls just going to town on each other, climbing each other like trees.
I mean, trees have been mentioned.
Cass, I didn't know that you were narrating smut, but
it wasn't smut. It was there's lemons and there's limes, and this was lime.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, so go check that out, guys. If you enjoy the dulcet tones of Cass's voice, And let's be honest, why wouldn't you?
I mean, I'm just so cute. I'm the cute
You're not
one.
fucking listening to this podcast because of me, that's for damn sure.
You're the one who started it.
That doesn't mean they're listening because of me.
Of course they're listening because of you. You're the one who held this ship together when it nearly fell apart.
So yeah, I guess that wraps up this episode, and we'll see you right back here next time. Same mysterious channel, same mysterious time, with a brand new mystery, and have a good week, or whatever.
Yeah.
If you don't want to, I don't care.
But we wish
I mean,
you
I
a
do.
good week.
But yeah, so let's go ahead and end this thing, because we're just rambling on and on. So
Yeah, that's fair.
we'll be back next week with a new episode.
Yeah, we'll be more disciplined, maybe. Probably not.
Anyway, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.
Shut up, guys. This is why I don't do these things in person.